So
we were on this island, and a polar bear was. Oh wait, no, that's lost. Sorry, I always mix up.
The first time I saw Grace, I just knew from that minute that I saw her that she was the one. And like, yeah, I just remember seeing her. I remember what she was wearing. She was wearing a brown shirt, a brown sweater, without sleeves. It was like a sweater without sleeves, and it had like this big cowl neck.
No, it wasn't a cowl neck. It was a fold. It was a nice top.
All right, it was a nice top, but it was like a sweater without sleeves, which I thought was weird. Cause I'm like, and it was like kind of.
It wasn't a sweater.
It was a sweater, but it was like. It was kind of sparkly too.
Yeah,
it was sparkly, and I was like,
I liked it.
I was like, ooh, sparkles, you know. So, and I just saw her, and I was just like, wow, that girl's beautiful, you know. I'm like, what's her name? Who is she? You know, we gotta find out more about her. And
yeah, I remember too what you were wearing too. You were wearing like your little green cap, and you had your kicked in the head T-shirt on, and your checkered belt with your Pac-Man buckle.
oh yes.
And you were like the tallest person ever. So then we all started playing wiffle ball together as a group, like every single night. Then eventually it sort of like became us two would hang out after playing wiffle ball, and then we would keep hanging out more and more, and we would like
make excuses to
we would just
stay
up
longer.
really late watching marathons of Adult Swim or like Kids in the Hall or something,
and just talk.
It was just.
And it was so funny too, and I'm sure you were doing the same thing. That every time we would just like talk a little bit here and there, like either online or on the phone, or afterwards I would go to my roommates and be like, "Oh my God!" and we talked about this, and we talked about this, and I like him so much, and this is so exciting, and blah blah. And they would all be like, "Oh my God!"
And then one day, I was walking you to church, and you basically threw it out there. You said, "Look, are we dating or not? Like, are you my girl? Are you my boyfriend?"
I did it again.
And I'm like, I didn't think I even got down on one knee and asked you because I thought it'd be funny because you were like, "So we boyfriend or girlfriend?" And I was like, made a big thing. I'm like, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And I think I might have even yelled it too. I don't think I yelled it. Maybe I didn't.
So it was our 4-year anniversary on October 30th, and we decided that we would go up on the hike and like make a little date about it.
I was really nervous. I was really nervous though because I was planning it for a long time. You know, I bought the ring and I had to wait like 2 weeks before I could propose. And it was just like the nerve building up to like every day. It was like one day closer, and they actually let me out of work early, and like because they knew like they're like, get the hell out of here before you have a heart attack or something, you know. So they let me go, and
And the whole way driving over there too, you were like shaking.
Yeah.
You're like,
I had another cup of coffee. Too much candy
because
it was our class. Yeah, it was our class's Halloween party. That's right. So you know, once we start the trail, I'm like, do you remember the night we first met and we were in the room? I'm like, and then you know we started hanging out on the couch.
Like, this is what you said. You're like, we could probably talk about our entire relationship from the bottom to the top of the mountain on this hike. And that's what we did.
And we started from the beginning and we went all the way up to the top.
By the time we get up to the top, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a hike, so I'm a little out of breath, and I know that he was a little bit out of breath. I'm thinking we're gonna sit down or something, and we just like walk right over to the edge, and I think I was just like facing you, and you're like turning me around so I can face like Olive Salem or something.
We were looking at the view, and she's looking towards like the skyline, and I'm like, Grace, can you turn around for a second? Like, you know, and I'm like, you know, Grace, I love you, blah, blah, blah. We've had a great, you know, 4 years together, you know, happy anniversary, I love you. And Gracie Lynn Pedersen, I open the ring and the box, I'm like, well, will you marry me? So that's how I did it. She said yes, and we hugged, like I said, for like 20 minutes. We sat there. And
then we had to call everybody in the entire world, and everybody was like talking to us forever. And it was like,
all right, we'll call people. We'll let them know.
We're on the phone till like 9:30,
even 10, later. And just talking.
And we're just like, we just want
everyone.
some food.
Then like that night, you know, everyone always asks like, oh, how did you celebrate your engagement? You know, what'd you guys do? I'm like,
I bought pink champagne,
which we've never.
And we got
drank.
Chinese food.
Yep.
And we watched Stan Helsing. We were so exhausted for everything that we were just like, we just want to sit.
It's exhausting talking to people for that long.
Yeah.
Who knows how long I've loved you?